Episode on Sports Chambers is brought to you by Foster Recovery Treatment Center, the top choice of top athletes. They treat all muscle and joint conditions, and they have a treatment plan for you. From general physiotherapy to post-surgery discomfort, stroke recovery, and work-related injuries, you name it, they'll treat it. Call 876-531-7710 or visit Shop 41 New Kingston Business Center. Foster Recovery, repairing body and mind.
Kyle Reid, Carifta champion in the 800 meters under 20 boys. When you won the Carifta 800 title, you had a message, that said, "Thank you very much, Mr. Wellington. Thank you very much, Coach Gibson." Why did you feel the need to do that? Explain for us.
Because it all started with Mr. Wellington looking for an athlete to run 800 for this school. He originally came to my coach to get a footballer, and he also realized he got the opportunity to get an athlete. So he took me in, and then he got me introduced to Coach Gibson, who I really admired because she actually coached one of two of my favorite athletes that are actually in college right now, Jasana Dennis and Tyrese Taylor. I both look up to. So being around them and experiencing and training under them was a very nice experience because it's my last year.
Yeah. I mean, how much have you surprised yourself this year, if any at all? I mean, before Champs, not many people gave you a chance of a medal before the semi-finals at Champs. And I mean, to then turn up and win the silver there and go on and win Carifta, how much have you surprised yourself?
It wasn't really a surprise. It was just how the season went off with the hurricane, and I got sick at the beginning of the season. So it was a slow build-up back to where I am now. So it wasn't really a surprise. It was just trying to get back into a rhythm.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about you and, just how you came to Jamaica, a little bit about your background in Trinidad and Tobago.
Originally I born in Trinidad. I came from over Laventille.
Mm-hmm.
So during the time 2012, I ended up going to Tobago to live with my grandparents and my auntie and the rest of my family. And I ended up going to school in Signal Secondary in Tobago. That's when during the time I was still playing football, and then my coach decided to take me out of football and put me into track. So I originally did the 400 and 200 instead of the 4 and 8. So it was a very, very weird experience because it didn't take me that long to make a scene starting track and field. Mm-hmm. It was just a quick experience, like it was nothing new. It was just a habit you can't get rid of.
And when you came to Jamaica, you came for both football and track and field?
Yeah, I came for both football and track and field.
And you were on the Manning Cup team, the Costa Cup team, that won last year?
I didn't get to play, but I got banned from the team because Coach Gibson said no football. I carried no injury. I tried to convince you this year and it didn't work out again, so I guess this is where it was now.
Yeah, I mean, how disappointed were you when you were not able to play the Costa Cup football?
I was very sad because originally I'm a footballer by heart, so it was very saddening because I really wanted to play football again. I had stopped for 2 years and started back again, so it hurt a lot. It hurt a lot.
I mean, given your love for football, though, going forward, and given the success that you've now had in your final year of track and field, are you going to be sticking with track and field, or are you still thinking in the back of your mind, I need to find a way to get in some football?
I'm sticking to track and field.
Okay.
From now on.
And what's the plan going forward? Because as you said, it's your final year at Champs, final year at Carifta Games as well. So what's the plan now for Kyle Alexander Reid?
The plan is to get to a college and hopefully go pro. I'm not expected to go pro in the next 2 years, probably a little more later down the line.
Yeah. And this year is also a World Under 20 year, so there is a possibility. Have you sort of looked at that yet and thought about the possibilities of making it to the World Under 20 Championships in Eugene, Oregon?
Yeah, but my goal isn't really just to make the championship. My goal is to go after the national record for my country, for the 800 U20. So it's really personal right now. So I really want the record. But I didn't know just want to make the team. So I want to show everybody that I actually belong on the track.
Quickly before we close off, I want to know, what has life been like in St. Elizabeth? Because you did experience the hurricane. You were in Jamaica when the hurricane happened. You went through that experience, which could not have been easy, especially being away from home. So what has life generally been like there for you?
During the hurricane, it was hard to readjust because all of us lost homes and everybody trying to come back up. We had to sleep outside and stuff, so it was very uncomfortable at times. But the experience was still good as ever.
Yeah. And how has life changed in the 5 months since the hurricane? I mean, now in comparison to then.
School has been a bit slow. I say that because the school is still rebuilding. But it hasn't really changed that much. It actually got back to a very simple way so far. So I never really took it on. So it just came as a normal day.
Yeah. And I have to ask you this one, because so many more athletes from your country and other Caribbean countries are coming to Jamaica. Given the experience that you have had here, if a friend of yours came and said, I wanted to go to Jamaica to continue my track and field, is that something you would encourage them to do based on your experiences here?
Yeah, for sure. I would encourage everyone, because not everyone have an opportunity to leave the country. Not everybody have an opportunity to go to a school in America, to go college. So when you come over here, you're getting a very big opportunity to get more exposure to the world, and have scouts and other schools look at you, not just as, say, as an athlete, an international athlete coming to the school, but as a national athlete.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much, Kyle. And congrats.